Hello everyone, welcome to Chinese Grammar Simplified. In the last video, we talked about the basic usage of directional complements in Chinese. But apparently, there still are some unsolved mysteries involving their use for my friend Laura. To help Laura, today in the next 5 minutes, we're going to dive deeper into the more advanced uses of the directional complements. Let's start. In the last video, we introduced that directional complements always come after the verbs, and it is common to either place the directional complements before or after the object of the sentence. But being an experienced student and a keen observer, Laura noticed that during her conversations with native Chinese speakers, with certain verb objects, Chinese usually place the directional complements after the object, not before the object. Like 走路回来 not 走回来路 跑步上来 not 跑上来步 开车过去 not 开过去车 Why is that? The key to solve this mystery is a rule mentioned briefly in the last video. Can you recall what it is? Here it is. When the object of the sentence is not an item with an emphasized movement, the directional complement has to stay behind it. In Laura's examples, 路 road, 步 steps, and 车 car are only there to help clarify the actions 走 to walk, 跑 to run, and 开 to drive. We call these objects dummy objects, and in English, they don't even need to be translated. The meanings of these phrases here are walk back here, run up here, drive over there. But if we are trying to emphasize the movement of the object itself, then the directional complement can indeed go before or after the object. For example, we can say, Laura 开了一辆新车过去 or Laura 开过去了一辆新车 They mean Laura drove a new car over there. Now, let's take a step further. Sometimes, it's not only okay to place a directional complement before or after the object. In a situation where a compound directional complement is used, we may even split the directional complements and place the first word before the object and the second word, usually 来 or 去, after the object. The pattern goes subject plus verb plus directional complement 1 plus object plus directional complement 2. I'll call this pattern the split form. For example, if I say 我拿过笔来, it means I grabbed a pen and brought it over, or I retrieved the pen. If I say 我买回一个蛋糕来, it means I bought a cake and brought it back here. And since both the objects 笔, pen, and 蛋糕, cake here are items with emphasized movements, the compound directional complement can also stay either before or after them. You probably noticed here, by using the split form, the aspect marker 了 that suggests past action is not needed, because actually the split form is usually only used to refer to a past action. So in the situation where you want to make a request for actions involving directions, such as, please bring me a pen, or please buy a cake and bring it back here, we usually won't use the split form. Instead, we'll say 请拿笔过来 and 请买一个蛋糕回来. For a request or a future action, it is most common to put the compound directional complement after the object at the very end of the sentence. Whoa! I didn't know there were so many variations in the positioning of the directional complements. It's almost as if Chinese people can't make up their minds. You can have the directional complement before the object, after the object, or both before and after the object at the same time. My mind is blown. Can we simplify it somehow? You're called Chinese Grammar Simplified after all. About that. Yes, we can. The way we Chinese simplify the positioning of the directional complements is by adopting the 把 structure. As introduced in the 把 video, using 把 we move the object of the sentence before the verb and group the verb and all its complements near the end of the sentence. The pattern goes subject plus 把 plus object plus verb plus directional complement. If I say 朋友把礼物带上楼去了, it means friends took the gifts and brought them upstairs. If I say 我把蛋糕买回家来了, it means I took the cake, bought it, and brought it home. If we apply the pattern to some of the sentences we saw earlier, instead of saying 我拿过笔来, 我拿过来了笔, or 我拿笔过来了, we can say 我把笔拿过来了. And instead of saying 请拿笔过来, we can say 请把笔拿过来. This way, you don't need to worry about where to place the object in relation to the directional complements again. As always, to help you practice, please take a look at the following English sentences and think about how you would say them in Chinese. You can find the answers on my website. Now that you have learned all the patterns to structure the directional complement in a Chinese sentence, I have a final tip for you. Although it's very helpful to understand the general grammar rules when learning a new language, it is more important to stay observant when you speak with native speakers, as demonstrated by Laura. Because even though all the patterns introduced are grammatically correct, some patterns are more commonly used in practice than others due to cultural habits and efficiency with words. Copying native speakers is always the most effective strategy to reach mastery of a new language. If you have any questions about any Chinese grammar point that confuses you, please leave a comment below. For customized Chinese lessons, please reach me at TwinCitiesChineseTutor.us. Thank you for watching.